Paul, thanks. Well, anticipation is rising on when the big Mavericks surfing competition will take place, and we heard it could happen this week. But then just moments ago, organizers released this statement, reading in part, quote, "We will not be running the Mavericks Challenge this week and will wait for more optimum conditions. With 3 months left in the waiting period, we are confident that we'll have better opportunities to run this event this season." KPIX 5's Devin Feely has more on the hype surrounding the competition.
Well, here at Mavericks, we have seen a lot more wind than we have the big waves that have been anticipated for several days. That is expected to change later today into early next week. And the organizers of the annual surf competition say they are expecting some of the biggest waves in a decade.
We're talking, in this case, 50-foot seas are pushing right towards the California coast.
But even for a competition that consistently dances on the razor's edge between what's daring and what's downright dangerous, the organizers of Mavericks said early on that the massive walls of water expected to pound the coast Monday were just too big to be surfed safely.
It's a gladiator pit. I mean, so it's giant waves, right, that most people would want nothing to do with, and then you get these group of guys that not only do they want to surf it with style and grace and, you know, do all that sort of thing. It's like dancing on water.
The promise and spectacle of big waves drew crowds of the curious to the coast, hoping for some of the biggest waves of the annual competition in a decade.
Anything out of the ordinary, particularly if it's dangerous, it attracts people.
Really haven't had a lot of competition with the big waves last few years. There have been some nice days, some decent waves, but none of the larger size like the 40-footers or so.
Late this afternoon, the organizers of Mavericks announced that while the waves would be too big Monday, they had the opposite concern by midweek, worrying instead that the waves would be too small. And so they postponed the contest until at least January.
That's the thin margin that they're trying to do this dance between looking graceful and almost dying at the same time.
At Mavericks, Devin Feely, KPIX 5.